We are Fandom Roulette.
Two nerds with a passion for
History,
video games,
tabletop games,
and, well, really any nerdy stuff that comes into our lives.
While we might not be able to name every ship classification in Star Wars,
Or every Pokemon.
or every spell in the player's handbook,
Well, one of us can.
we're still here to have a good time. Hey everyone, welcome to Fandom Roulette. This is Joe.
And I'm Cody.
And on Fandom Roulette, this is a podcast where we talk about a myriad of nerdy things, including such things as history, video games, tabletop role-playing games, and whatever nerdy stuff that we feel like talking about as it comes up in our brains as we're recording. Hey Cody, how have you been, my man?
I have been well. How have you been?
It's been a lot.
The recent events have been have been a bit. It's definitely been an interesting transition for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, finding things to keep myself occupied and yeah, all that good
How's
stuff.
your Pokemon team?
They're good kids. I love them very much. I just beat the fairy type gym.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm grinding up some steel and some ground types at the moment. Yeah. Which varietal do you have? Do you have sword or shield?
I have shield, I believe. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, because the fourth gym leader is ice type, so I have to get ready for that.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it. You know, I keep telling people, like, you know, when I said that I never had video games growing up, that like wasn't 100% true. It's just that the ones that I didn't have a lot of, and the only Pokemon game I had as a kid was Yellow, which is a rough game to give to a child because it is not a game that is looking out for your best interests, you know?
No, not at all. Well, see, that's tough, right? Because Yellow was definitely one of those games where if you knew how to play a Pokemon game, it was actually like, damn, you're gonna give me all this right now? That's fucking rad. Because, like, you could get all three starting Pokemon before you ever fought the third gym leader.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so you get, I believe, somebody in, like, the first, or, like, between the first and second gym give you Charmander.
Okay.
Someone gives you Bulbasaur at the second gym, or around the second gym, and then right before the third one, you can get Squirtle.
Okay.
I believe I'm sure.
Because, like, a couple, you know, like, when I was in my college days, like, I looked it up, I was like, what were you supposed to do? And I was like, well, first off, you need to catch, like, a Caterpie, and then, like, level it up to a Metapod so it has Harden, but it still has, like, an attack move. Also, you can level up a Pidgey, and I was like, yeah, 10-year-old Joe wouldn't have had the patience for any of that shit. Like...
Well, and the other thing that they don't tell you, because they kind of actively try to get you to avoid that area, is right outside of Viridian City. When you're about to go to the Indigo Plateau, there's a small little area that in the yellow version, there were Mankeys that you could find in the wild grass, which aren't there in red and blue. So, like, if you were a fan of the games and you weren't, like, using a guide, you wouldn't have known to even check there, because mostly it's like, cool, there's a poison Pokemon there. I don't need one of those till much later.
Sure.
But there's a Mankey there very explicitly so that you can learn a fighting move which crushes Brock.
Like where he stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so, like, I'm telling people, like, I'm enjoying the fact that, like, I now understand, like, basic strategy. And, I mean, it's also helpful.
Isn't it
that, like,
great?
The internet's a thing. So it's like, okay, what are we? What are ice type Pokemon weak against? I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go snatch up a couple of those some of those guys.
Yeah, fire's pretty good too if you have access to a fire Pokemon.
I do, but I don't live that life. I'm not a fire kid.
You don't live that fire Pokemon life?
No, I mean, I'm looking at Steel, and I'm like, well, look, that big old elephant. That's my speed right there.
Dude, that elephant, I wish I hadn't figured out my party already by the time I found one, because I was like, aw, dip, that Pokemon. But
well, you know what's really surprising to me is how much I love Mudbray, now Mudsdale.
Yeah,
I was like,
super
whoa,
horse.
what's going on here? And I was like, I did not expect to love you as much as I do. My Mudsdale, who I named Kickley because she kicked the shit out of my team.
Oh, dude, same thing happened to me. First time I saw a Mudsdale, I was like, oh, I'm going to catch it. And then the thing one-shot at my highest level Pokemon. And I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I have all kinds of weird... You know, can I say another thing, Cody? Man, I'm gonna get all hot and fiery right here at the top of the episode. There are some Pokemon that confuse the hell out of me. Like, I just caught... Well, Cody, this one specifically, because I caught, like, Phalanxix or whatever. And that's, like, 6 Pokemon in a row. Like...
Oh, yeah. I'm like, Phalanx? I don't... Oh, yeah, it's literally that 6 bug line or whatever.
Man. It's like, that's 6 Pokemon, my dude.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Do you remember Magnemite and then Magneton?
Oh, that's fair. And then Diglett turns into 3 of Diglets.
Trio, yeah. And of course, if you think about it, in the reverse order, there's Execute and then Executor.
That's okay.
Because, like, all very the eggs... Fair. Yeah, because, like, the eggs are different ones that have just decided to become a group, and then they turn into one colonized tree.
Okay. You done turn me around on Pokemon. Because outside of that one, there's no logical fallacies to it whatsoever.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. My favorite competitive Pokemon back in the day was Klefki, which is literally just a steel... I think it was Steel Psychic, and it's literally just a pair of car keys that, like, have a face on it.
Sure.
Because, like, that's, like, a big thing in
if you
Pokemon.
If you slap a face on it, you're all good.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, I don't know how Pokemon are made. All I know is that some Pokemon will get together, and then there's an egg. Well, I don't know how that happens.
The best thing about that, of course, is the fact that the people at the nursery, like, respect Pokemon's privacy so much that they don't even know what happens.
Yeah, like the top researchers have been trying to figure it out, but every time they ask the Poke breeders, they're like, I don't know. I give them the respect of the privacy because their Pokemon have like, feelings when they're procreating in some fashion.
It's like we hear Barry White playing.
Yeah.
But it's like the Pokemon version of Barry White, so it's just like
Barry. Is there a Barry White Pokemon?
I mean, which Pokemon is designed to get all the other Pokemon super Randy?
See, now you're asking the real questions.
Yeah, I bet it's that. I bet it's that Galarian Ponyta.
Yeah, probably.
That was a. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah. Oh, can I also just say one other thing that kind of is like, man, what a eggs. They're like, oh, eggs. you have to waste a slot that can be one of your sweet precious children for an egg. And I was like, no, thank you. So now I just have an egg in my box. And it's like,
no, wait, did you pick up the egg from the one lady who like just gives it to you?
No, I did not.
Oh, you should, because it gives you Toxicroak.
Where is this? We'll talk off mic.
It is poison electric and it's really strong. It's one of my core Pokemon. It's good.
Suffice to say, I love it and I'm having a great time. And
yeah.
I have oh my god, what's his name? I mean, I got my Galarian Weezing, so as far as I'm concerned, the game is over.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. The thing that made me want to get Pokemon more than any other Pokemon game I've ever seen in my entire life. He has 2 top hats, or she, depending. Um,
Yeah.
and then the other thing was I got a Obstagoon, who's just a big, strong biker dad.
Ah, yes, Obstagoon, the big strong biker dad.
I mean, what else would you describe? He's just a big, strong biker dad.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, suffice to say, I've been spending my yeah. So hey, I don't know if this is kind of burying the lead or whatever, but like I have access to a video game system now. I don't know if I ever said that on mic, but I'm also gonna get good at Smash Brothers, so I don't embarrass myself every time I hang out with like you and our friends.
Oh, I'm not. I haven't played that game since the last time we played,
I'm gonna
and
get good,
it was a long. Yeah, I don't. Despite what my local friends would say, I don't practice video games, so
That's why
that is an ongoing joke. My friend group has convinced that I practice Mario Party.
Oh, see, okay, fair enough.
But see, that's the thing. You can't practice Mario Party.
Can't you?
No, you can't. It's all chance.
Oh, really? I think
Don't. No.
I think someone's burying the lead a little bit. I know that you and Kamek have a special arrangement. You give him.
We're not supposed to talk about this on air.
You give him magic dust.
No.
And he gives you high rolls in Mario Party. Oh, who's your main in Mario Party, bruh? Mine's Monty Mole.
Mine is Waluigi because there is no other god.
That's fair, except for Monty Mole, a character who's so beloved that they were like, we gotta get this fucker in these parties. We gotta give him his own little car now so he can drive as Monty Mole. I can't wait for Monty Mole to be the next DLC fighter in Smash Bros.
I know you do this in jest, but considering what the most recent DLC character is, I actually wouldn't be surprised if they like fucking threw that shit.
What's the most recent DLC? Is it still Byleth?
No, so Byleth is the most recent one that came out. But they just revealed that the next fighter for the last season pass for this game is someone from the ARMS game, which is another fighting game that Nintendo produced.
That was like one of their gimmicky like Premier Switch games, right?
Yes. And like you actually had to like punch, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but because I just watched people play it because I had no interest.
Also
in that game.
Oh, there was another thing I was gonna say. And then we'll get into like content.
This is the content.
Yeah,
excuse me.
That's fair. You know who I really want to see in Smash Brothers, and this is not a joke. This is 100% legit. I fucking want to see Captain Toad.
Oh, Captain Toad would be so funny.
with his little like excavator hat. And like his final smash is he just like it's gonna be one of those like dumb summon ones where he like summons like 15 versions of himself or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. I want
or like flips the stage or whatever, drops everyone off or whatever.
Yeah, I want to see Captain Toad in there.
I would be okay with Captain Toad if and only if he was the only Mario franchise character to come out in this DLC.
Wait, even above Waluigi?
Swear to. Okay. I am convinced that Waluigi does not exist simply because his stats would be too broken to play. Like, anyone would pick him and would win automatically.
Well, here's an interesting theory I've had, Cody.
Yeah.
Is that at the end of the game, the character select screen is going to just reconfigure itself, and it's just going to be a silhouette of Waluigi's face.
Ooh, yeah. So that's what happens when you unlock everything.
He'll be in the game, but like he won't be.
Right. Okay. Well, actually, what happens is when you get all the DLC characters, all of the theme songs that play throughout all the menus are actually sung by Waluigi instead.
Whoa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, yeah. He's got a
That's pretty
beautiful singing
intense.
voice.
He does. He's
Yeah.
good. So anyway, all joking aside, it's time to get serious on this podcast.
Because we've been 100% serious.
Yeah, I've
this
never once
entire 3 years ish of content.
Exactly. I've never once made a joke. I've never once done a bit.
Yeah, this is a government educational podcast where we talk about very serious things.
I literally bankrupted myself on the machine that we don't use anymore.
Okay, you say you bankrupt yourself. You bankrupted both of us.
Yeah, no, myself. And it's sitting right here. It's looking at me. It's staring me down with its cold, dead eyes.
Yeah. Well, because it's dead. Because I told you to kill it.
No, I didn't kill it though. In fact, I played that audio to it. And now its eyes have gotten all squinty and angry.
Sure.
And now it's saying kill Cody. That's so weird.
Wow. Amidst the well, have fun getting to me under the current circumstances. He's gonna get me through the internet. This is some Matrix bullshit.
Oh man, now there's like a
movie.
big, like that one movie. Yeah, just the one where the robots do an uprising.
No, shit.
iRobot.
No.
iRobot, you robot, he, she, we robot.
No, Unfriended.
He, she, we robot is an underrated little film.
Yeah, well, what I meant to say was Unfriended because it's the
hell
only
yeah.
way. That great movie from 2018.
Or
wait,
Unfriended,
no, 14. Sorry,
Unfriended 2: The Dark Web, the sequel that no one saw.
Oh my God, there is a. Oh, that's so bad.
And it's called the Dark Web because no one actually knows what the Dark Web is. It's like the Dark Web is literally a place where Nazis hang out and sell meth to each other. Like,
yeah, I don't think you're gonna get
among other things, but
sure,
it's mainly just Nazis and meth. How's the history episode going? Do you think?
Wow, about 17 minutes in, and we haven't talked about history,
guys. Because guess what? April Fools. I realized that we were recording on April Fools and not airing until after April Fools. So this is gonna work beautifully.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very timely reference.
It's gonna be very timely, especially in like 3 episodes from now.
Yes.
But anyway, hey guys, for April Fools this week, so usually you're used to me being like the fucking, I don't know, like merchant of doom and gloom over here.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, and then everyone died, the end. So, hey, I'm going to be doing some game reviews. Some video game reviews. That's right, fools.
Oh shit! You've gotten IGN's calling. Oh shit!
That's true. They
left me a voicemail. Hold on.
I just
boop, 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 boop.
Boop, boop.
That's me unlocking my phone.
Yeah, that was a lot of boops.
Yeah. Well, see, I have a very intense password. Oh, okay. So they left me a text message too. They said, "Can we get Joe in for some IGN content?" I'm gonna tell them no because
hell yeah, I'm right here. No, I'm here. IGN.
No,
oh man,
Joe is unfortunately unable to at this time.
Oh, that's so weird. I just got a text. Boop 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 boop. Oh, I just got a text from a company called Game Sack. It's food for gamer.
Sack?
Yeah, it's Game Sack. It's food for gamers.
Ooh.
And it's
so
like
Doritos and Mountain Dew.
It's like a feed bag. So you just put the food in there and then you just strap it on and you just go nom, 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 so you can keep your hands free for all that gaming. These Pokemons ain't gonna raise themselves with my picture next to it on the box for this thing. Yeah. Top Amazon review. These Pokemons ain't gonna train themselves.
It's also not only is it on the box, but it's also the review.
Yeah, it's both. It's actually on the product too. It's my face.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, like on the side, there's like a picture of you, and then it says it on the. Wow. Okay.
Man, we're so off the rails. So
What an
yeah,
episode.
now that I'm a pro strat gamer,
Yeah, tell
um,
me about video games now.
I'm gonna tell you about video games.
Yeah, 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 hit me.
So I'm gonna give some brief synopses and reviews of the historical accuracy of video games.
Ooh.
Now I'm gonna do some prefacing here.
What? We've never done that
This is
before.
for fun. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna
wait. Are you supposed to have fun when you play video games?
yeah. Okay. So anyway,
Mm.
hey, so I'm not suggesting that like these games do good or like it's like they do a bad job, but like just keep in mind that it's like with anything, including films or plays or TV shows or whatever, like let that be a springboard to learning new things. Don't just say like, oh, I saw the movie. I think I always use this example, and I might have used this example on here before, but it's like, I saw the movie Braveheart, and now I know everything about Scottish history. And it's like, I can point you in the direction of a couple of books that talk about, like, William Wallace and things like that, and then read about them. Like, if it's something that piqued your interest and made you want to learn more, that's great. And I think that's what the importance of historical fiction can do. And this largely leads into number 2, which is that human beings need narratives. And super often history doesn't fall into a narrative structure the way that
What?
we like it to. So for so many things that we watch, read, play, relate to, there's a certain desire for humanity to kind of like put things into an act structure. So just saying that. Liberties are going to be taken. I'm fine with that within reason. And finally, number 3, these are fun. Don't be a hater. So we're going to start off
Don't be a hater.
We're going to start off with probably so many people's first video games, the Oregon Trail.
Oh.
Okay, so the first Oregon Trail game
Wow, hold up. Can we talk about that for a second? How that like literally like brought back fucking memories.
Hell yeah, right?
I had a CD-ROM of that shit, and I would put that in all the time, sometimes just to listen to that fucking little ditty.
Yeah, right? And so the first one is the one that like we're all probably super familiar with because that's the one that was on all of those Apple computers, which were in all of our like first and second grade classrooms. So here's a fun thing for you, Cody. The Oregon Trail was developed by by MECC, or the Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium, which was a group of like programmers in Minnesota who wanted to develop like educational game programming. So the original one is a text-based adventure. It's a survival game to a certain degree where you go along. You choose your family of, I think, 5 or 6, and then you have to make decisions based on a lot of different factors. About
do you ford the river?
Do you ford the river? Or do you caulk the wagon and float it? Do you go hunting? Things like that. Do you
get dysentery and die?
Yes, you do. But the one I'm going to be talking about a little bit more is actually Oregon Trail 2, which came out in 1995, which is the little ditty that I just did. So this game, okay, I want to ask your opinion on something. Maybe you don't remember much outside this. Would you say that game featured full motion video? It's kind of like this weird hybrid-y thing where it was like, there was kind of video, but it was also kind of just like not great animation. It was like 50-50.
Yeah, so it's definitely that weird. It definitely took some shortcuts by turning real images into kind of like JPEG, into poor quality images.
Yeah.
But then like there are things in that game where it was like, but also we'll show you fucking not Mount Plymouth. They would show you the destinations, but it was all done in like this like IMO, this really like for its time fantastic pixel art.
That's fair. But yeah,
so it's weird. They cut some corners for sure, but Yeah,
So
it's weird.
my overall review is the game is a lot of fun, obviously, and it's really challenging. And I think that it does a pretty accurate job of really giving some pretty harsh consequences for every decision that you make.
Yeah.
If you make the wrong decision, it can really impact your party. So like once again, like when I played this game, I was a dumb child. So the first thing I would do is I would put everyone on bare bones rations, and I would make us go 12 plus hours a day. Because I was like, speedrun this shit.
You mean pro strat gamer?
Yeah, that's why GameSack sponsored me.
Yeah.
I will say though, one aspect that has not aged super great is its depiction of Native Americans.
Yep.
It's a lot of what you would expect of like, you know, mid 90s things, which is better than what it would have been had this game come out, you know, in the 80s, 70s, 60s, etc. But still, we have a long way to go in terms of native depictions. And I'm gonna give this game a 4 out of 5. It's a classic education game that still holds up, and part of its old school cheesiness gives it a lasting power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 more. Then we'll
Yeah.
make them quick. Second one is a game called Age of Empires.
Yes.
Do you remember Age of Empires?
Yes.
So
This game jump started my fucking history.
This is gonna be my silly review. Okay.
Ooh.
So Age of Empires is a pretty straightforward classic strategy game, right? You choose your empire. You start off and you're like pre-civilization people, and then over time you slowly build up your settlements and you clear land and you get wood and you gather resources to build bigger things, to build bigger armies, and then eventually when you build a big enough army, you go and you attack the other people and you try to take their bases. And like some of the really cool things about it is, like, unlike other games, there is like different ways that these strategies play out. So the different cultures offer different units, and certain units are better in some cultures than other cultures. It's a really cool, well-developed game. Now, this is when small Joe, found out about cheat codes.
Yes.
While the game was like, hey, you need to build a civilization slowly over time, I was like, that's cool. I'm going to make these cars with cannons on them.
The apps were invincible, super fast, and destroyed everything in
exactly.
one shot.
Do you remember the flying purple hippo that would spit what did it spit? It spit rainbows. I believe that was Wuv Woo.
Wuv Woo.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry for all of this.
No, it's fine. So
all these keyboard cuts, but shit.
I can't so like, I don't know if I ever played an Age of Empire game properly, but boy howdy did I have a lot of fun with it. So silly review time. It gets a 2 out of 5 because it had cars with cannons on top of them.
And flying hippos.
And I'll say too, Age of Mythology, I was a little bit older when I played this one, so I took it a little bit more seriously. That game was also a lot of fun. You can have like monsters and stuff. It was really cool. And then the final game I'm going to be talking about is one that's actually a little bit more recent. It's a game called Renowned Explorers.
Oh, yeah. I have that in my Steam list.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. So Renowned Explorers is a I would say, I don't know the terminology as well as some people. I would say it's a roguelike strategy game that came out in 2015 from a game studio called Abbey Games. And so basically it is a delightful little romp that is largely inspired by like the serial series of the 1940s and 1950s. So it has like a very pulpy adventure-y tone to it. So it has some like Indiana Jones feel to it as well. So you play as this organization of adventurers who go out to different places and they try to find different mystical artifacts. You explore the island, you create stats and things like that. and the coolest thing about it is that the different characters have different abilities, and you can create pretty interesting combinations. Much similarly too, they also have like different quote unquote classes. So you have some characters who are better at charming and like seduction and talking. You have some that are very, very strong. You have some that are very sneaky. You have some that are scientists who are more like tech oriented and things like that. And when you find the right combinations, the game actually does like create little cool things where like the three of them can work in tandem together. I will say too, another thing about it that's a lot of fun is that there is a whole hell of a lot of replayability to it. But one of my favorite things about it was like the different ways that conflicts were handled, which was you could win battles by force, you could win them peacefully, or you could win them by using your cunning. And there's like a little thing at the top where it's like, if you start off peaceful and they're aggressive, then it's like a dangerous mission. If you're both peaceful, then it's like a nice mission, things like that. And then if memory serves, I haven't played it in a couple, I played it a little bit earlier this week. They have like a sort of like a challenge system where it's like, try to win this battle peacefully. And then you get extra rewards if you're able to hit the like various little thresholds. Now, I will say, the biggest, my personal biggest problem with it is that some of these characters seem closer to caricatures.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
they're more tropey stylings than anything else.
Yeah, like there's one who's like a big Russian Cossack looking dude. And then there's like I think the first one you get is like a very old like British man with like a pith helmet and a monocle, and then it kind of goes from there. So like you have like a Spanish seductress and things like that, and so some of them are like a little collar pull-y. And you can make the argument that it's like, well, it's based on those serials, but like I don't know, man. There were times where I was like, I'm having fun, but it sometimes got a little uncomfortable. But I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 just because it's a fun little game. If you want something that has sort of like an XCOM or like FTL feel to it,
Nice.
It is available on Steam. It has some fun, bright colors. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of replayability to it. The islands are never the same twice. The way that they're structured, so sometimes you go to the right and like you can, sometimes like land on a space that will give you extra coins or whatever. Sometimes you can get cursed. Sometimes you get afraid. And once again, the party composition impacts things as well. So sometimes you can't, go a certain route because you don't have like a scientist character or whatever. And then real quick, I'm gonna throw in one more because why not? Because I'm having fun here. We're gonna be talking about Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, which are perfect games. Nothing wrong with them. 5 out of 5. Yeah, if you read Machiavelli's final book called "I Was a Teenage Assassin Guildmaster," it was really interesting. My favorite, and then of course when you read the one pope who was like, also I was like answering to aliens the whole time. That's a lot of things that they don't teach you in history school, in history class. In fact, you do have to become a master in history to talk about it. So when you get your master's degree, you actually do find out where 2 of the 6 grails.
No. He didn't reveal enough. He can still live. Damn it.
Yallah.
Oh. Hello.
My name is Dmitri.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, I am a new podcast host. Everything in Assassin's Creed is lie. None of that ever happened.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, nothing happened. It was all.
No, I totally believe it.
It's a fun game. It's a fun little light game. Yes, I am. Actually, did I say? This is classic joke. Did I say I'm Dimitri? I'm actually American host Joe.
Oh, ha,
yeah.
ha ha ha.
Yes,
It's good to see you, hear you, Joe. I
Yes,
can't see you.
I am enjoying this discussions. Yes, I think that having a whole company devoted to feeding back for American nerd is very good idea. Um, please be eating more Americans while you play your video games. Please, that is on box now. Yes. Cody, do you have any questions for me? Joe, your faithful and friendly co-host.
No, I think you covered it all real good. Yeah. Podcast Joe host.
That is me. Is everyone's favorite guy, Podcast Joe host. And Cody, I have one last thing to say to you.
Yeah.
April Fools. It was me the whole time.
Damn it! I knew it.
Ah ha 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 ha! I can't wait for this episode to air. Not on the first, because Joe planned poorly.
No. This episode's gonna air on the 3rd, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Shall we wrap her up, Cody?
Sure.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to this episode of Phantom Roulette. If you like this episode and you want to learn more about us or what we do or see other episodes, there are lots of places you can go to get that information. Hey Cody, where can they go?
Well, if you're looking for our central hub for all things Phantom Roulette, you can go to our website at www.phantomroulette.com, where you can find all of our episodes live when they air. You can also find little bios for us and the things that we're working on. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can find all of our social media links in one helpful location, including our live stream Twitch and our YouTube page, where we also do live content and videos. If you're more of a video or a YouTube person, you can find us all there. And if you want to send us feedback on our terrible jokes, or how you felt about Oregon Trail 2, or what
or
have you.
If me doing that little ditty took you back to a childhood plan like it did Cody.
Yeah. You can fill out the little thing at the bottom, no email required. You can also search for the podcast if you're looking to get your friends in on the action on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, basically all of your RSS podcast catchers. We are there if you look for Fandom Roulette.
Yeah. Also, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Oh wait, were you done?
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
No, you're good. If you're looking to find our social media pages for little bits of extra content, stuff we're working on, or just general information about what's going on, you can find us on Twitter at fandomr_podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, where we do all the memes. You just gotta search Fandom Roulette.
Hell yeah.
But yes, definitely.
Please
if
rate,
you
review,
are
subscribe.
Yeah, smash that bell.
Thank you for listening. Tell a friend, pass it on, etc., etc. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Yes, definitely do that.
Now that we all have time, listen to the backlog.
Yep, there's a ton of it. If you're looking for more juicy content.
And yeah, signing off for Phantom Roulette. This is Joe,
and I'm Cody.
And as always, please stay nerdy.
Stay super nerdy.